The following video contains coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right. So hit record and we're good to go.
I love to hear the Saskatchewan. That's my favorite shit ever, dude. You guys can try and hide it all you want. It always comes out, man.
That's so weird. Like I
Oh my god.
I can never tell if I have an accent. And I've been told by Americans, they're just like, no, I can tell you have an accent.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what is it? Like, you talk really, really slow.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. That's funny.
Hell
All right.
Let's get into it.
Well, Gary,
Man.
I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Mel Chmilar Jr.
Yes. So
Howdy.
kind to finally meet you. This guy has been talking you up since the moment he could. I was trying to think of it before, but once you knew, he's like, okay, so there's this guy, and he's like the barbecue guy. And he reached out to me, and I was like, dude, okay, like what are you talking about? And then he tells me about it, and then I see your stuff. I'm like, okay, yep, celebrity. I was like, okay, so we planned early to get in here. I set an alarm on my phone to wake me up from this nap that I was having, and then I looked over and I saw what was going on. As you can see, I didn't get to shower, haven't brushed my teeth. I tried to fix my hair, and I just look brutal. But I am so happy and grateful you're here, and so happy to meet you, bud. This is very exciting for us. So thank you for taking the time.
Oh, 100%. Cheers, man.
Hell
Cheers.
yeah.
Sweet. So
That's it.
I've been sending Gary some stuff just to show him
Coolest shit.
Yeah, where you're going, what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I guess, introduce yourself, I guess, real quick and tell everybody what you do.
Right on, man. No, so my name is Mel Chmilar Jr., Darkside Of The Grill. I hail from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I was a journeyman welder for 90% of my life, up in the patch, doing stainless and stuff like that. And then one day I started barbecuing, mostly for the boys at work, right? You can't help it. Somehow it gets into your life, and then it takes over your life. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
And then it got so much fun that they wanted me cooking for the safety meetings at work. So I started cooking for the boys at work, and figured, like, this is way more fun being out here having a cigar in front of the barbecue than it is being in the back welding and gouging and all of that. So I pulled the plunge and I just dove off the mountain. I jumped into social media. I had nothing to do with social media before that. I had a shared Facebook account with my wife so that like the niece and nephews and stuff could keep up, but that was it. Like, I had nothing for social media. And it all started with a kid in the wash bay that would take pictures of my barbecue.
Really?
And I was like, what are you doing? Like, it's so odd. Why are you doing this? And he said, oh, Instagram, there's a huge barbecue following. And I was laughing. I'm like, isn't that for 16-year-old girls to flop around? Like, what are you talking about? This is Instagram barbecue, right? So I get on there. Within 6 months, I had 10,000 people. Big Green Egg reached out to me. They flew me out to Atlanta, the very first time I'd ever been in the United States. They put me in a lineup with 10 chefs. All of them had books. All of them had been on America Today and all kinds of, and then there's me, a welder from Edmonton, Alberta. And it's one of those sink or swim kind of moments. And I rose to the top, just like cream, baby. It was deadly. I blew all their doors completely off. They signed me shortly after that. And it's been just a tornado ever since, like insane. So
That's amazing. Like, and Big Green Egg reached out to you for that. That was wondering. That was one of my questions. How you got involved with them?
Yeah. So I had a couple of caps on the top of my Big Green Eggs that weren't Big Green Egg. They were an offshoot, like a Temu whatever, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And they had people going into their store, being like, "I'm following this guy. Where do you get these crazy stainless caps? We want these crazy stainless caps." And they got sick of saying, like, those aren't market, those aren't ours, those are aftermarket, like. So they reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, can we send you a couple of new ones and then you get rid of those?" I'm like, "No, I love these way more."
Yeah.
And then we got to talking, and they're like, well, what's it going to take? And I said, I don't know. Like, I want to be on the team. And they said, we can't touch you because you're Canadian. We only have an American team. And like, Canadian Big Green Egg's a lot smaller. They sent me a T-shirt. I was like, whatever. I'm not. So then finally, like, the head of Big Green Egg reached out. He's like, okay, enough dicking around. We're just going to fly you out and see if you can swim.
Huh.
And then I did. And then that was it. They were all, so I'm the only Canadian on the American team. And now I'm international. And it's like.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
These are the stories that I loved here. Like, this is the reason we started this place, is to put a spotlight on stories like this and remind people how important it is to just keep doing good things. You followed a road, you chose something that you love, and instead of forcing your way into it by saying, look at me, blah, 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 like most people do in the world, you kept true to yourself and let all that success come to you because you knew, and you still know, how fucking good your food is.
Yeah.
That's
go ahead. That was my number one thing anytime anybody asks me, like, from the ground up, whatever, my best advice, right? Persistence and positivity. Every day, show up, get better. Every single day, get better, and just be super positive, because no one wants to hear you bitch.
That's it.
Absolutely.
If you have anything negative to say, like, you just drop off.
Dude.
And that people can never understand that. Even the worst day of my life, you ask me, I'm still giving her. I'm still doing it, right?
Yeah. This whole place has been created on 2 rules. And the first rule is no dicks and no assholes. And so if anyone new comes through here, you got to be vouched by someone who we all love and trust. We have to keep it tight. Don't want any dicks or assholes rolling in. And the other one is no politics or religion. And because of those 2 rules, this place has been so unbelievably positive. I call it my rehab center. It's like my rehab facility just for my mental and physical self, because no matter what happens out there, fine, that's out there. When I am in here, nothing but positive. And I've been talking about universal callings and universal signs and, doing good things. We do a live show every weekday, and I end every single show saying, do good things and they'll start happening to you. And that's how this whole place started. And I feel like that's exactly how you got going on this incredible run now.
Yep. No, that's exactly it.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a couple questions here I got written down. I actually wrote down questions for the first time in my life.
Never done that ever. This is the first one. He was like shaking in his boots, like, I can't believe we're talking to him. What should we do? He's like, man, just breathe. We're both trying to calm each other down.
So I guess just like I was saying before, I travel playing music and doing stuff like that. I was wondering how much music has to do with what it is that you're doing. Do you have any favorite tunes that you pop on a Sunday when you're barbecuing, or like, is music a part of something during the day, or is it usually just the sounds of the meat?
So this is a 2-pronged question.
Right.
When I'm recording, we can't have any music because everything's flagged by everything.
Yep.
So the licensing is an absolute nightmare. But in that same regard, we're sponsored by Turtle Box, which is one of the wickedest, like, portable speakers, waterproof, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's always a party. It's absolute, especially when I'm flying around. We go to Meat Stock. Sometimes they have 35,000 people through the gate.
Damn.
Half of those people are there for concerts. So, like, I can't name bands off the top of my head because they're Australian bands or bands from New Zealand, but the last one, Oliver Anthony and a couple others that were like big headliners from the States were there.
Yeah.
But just wild and huge concerts, gigantic concerts. Some people come just for the band, but they still end up staying for the barbecue, right? So the whole thing ties together. Especially Meat Stock, I have to keep throwing them in because they will do, say, Sydney, 35,000 people through the gate. They have a tattoo contest festival.
Yeah.
They have a lowrider and bike show. They have a PBR rodeo. Plus, they have a full concert at the end of the night. And the whole thing is revolving around a meat carnival where you have gigantic Ferris wheels covered in pigs and everything's being cooked over, like, just gnarly.
Heaven on earth.
That's it. So it's all of these guys all jammed. They got the biggest beard competition, the longest mullet competition.
Yeah.
And then they got the world strongman. Plus they have the Vikings coming out there showing you how to shoot bows and arrows. It's just insane. Like, the whole thing is literally like everything that you'd wake up from a hangover and be like, what would be cool today? Like, if we could mix all of this shit into one, and that's what they did. So it's like, I can't leave there without getting some kind of crazy tattoo and like a hangover and a headache. And it's just fantastic. Yeah. So
that's awesome, man.
yeah.
Like,
So
I don't have like many experiences with stuff like that, but that literally just sounds like heaven to me.
it's crazy, man. It's check it out when you got some time. It'll blow your doors off.
Have you found it all, whether being international like that and going to these places where you say, there's not so many bands that we know from North America, has it sort of expanded your musical tastes at all?
Oh, tons, man.
Love
Tons.
that.
So mostly South American.
Yeah.
So South American stuff I'm really getting into just because everyone's Spanish, right? Everyone's Latin.
Yeah.
So now I'm listening to like the Gypsy Kings and stuff like that. And it's really weird because we're cooking all day together.
Yeah.
A group of us, and you're really getting to know each other, whatever, but you're drinking. You're heavy drinking, 10 cigars deep, 3 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, let me put on some Frank Sinatra, and you got a tear rolling down your cheek because you're hitting some vibe from like when you were 17 and whatever. And all of a sudden, they get this stupid face, and they're like, hold on. One of the guys from Argentina, who's like one of our most sought-after old school musicians, right?
Yeah.
Jumps in, and he sang with Frank Sinatra doing an Argentinian song. And it's like, I've never in my life would I've ever seen this other than in that. And it totally changes the vibe. It changes everything. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So yes.
That's so cool.
So you mentioned cigars. What's your cigar of choice?
So I smoke anything Maduro. I like
Oh yeah.
I like big ones. I like fat ones. And dark, spicy, because my everything is shot. I'm
palate,
drinking bourbon
Yeah.
and just burning all the time. So I like a good spicy cigar. And on an event day, I'll smoke 10.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's yeah.
Do you find the cigars add any? I obviously not personality, but any sort of or flavor, but sort of personality. Would you say it's a part of your magic touch?
Oh yeah. It's definitely a shtick for
There
sure.
you go.
It's
That's what I was getting at.
yeah, it's definitely one of my calling cards. And it's I don't smoke. I haven't smoked in like 15 years now, right? So this is you chew on it and it sits there and it definitely ties some time while you're doing the middle of a million other things, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
I do smoke cigarettes still, unfortunately, but I also, for cigars, I don't really get cigars, but we get these King Palms here,
Oh yeah.
and we just fill them up with some good old medicine, and then I smoke
Yeah.
those cigars a
Yeah.
lot. So these
No,
are the
that-
ones I usually do. Yeah,
Buddy, I get that all the time when I
My
go to
man.
Cali.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
let's get into this with the
Yes.
Darkside of the Grill Heartbeat Hot Sauce. I just got it, for the first time here a week or two ago when I ordered the Meshuggah
So
stuff, and it's literally the house favorite.
It won
In
our
my
taste
house.
test in here live as well. It was my
Yep.
favorite. It's so good.
Yeah, love the flavor on it. It's amazing. And
Yep.
you're mentioning you had a interesting story about meeting up with
Yeah,
Heartbeat.
so that's my baby right
sick.
there.
Yes.
Yeah, and it comes out to this genie right here, right? Big tits on her. She's
Oh, beautiful.
yeah. So it's you know how it goes. But,
Yeah.
So me and Heartbeat have been messing around since like the very beginning. I've been using their stuff for I don't know since they started pretty much.
Cool.
I've loved the company. I've loved everything they were doing. I loved everything they stood for, and it just was natural progression that one day we'd have a collab. And when I pitched to them the Szechuan shiitake,
Yeah.
they were just floored. They didn't expect it from a barbecue guy. I'm supposed to be doing like maple barbecue, whatever, and they were like, "Where does this come from?"
Mm.
And then they watched a bit more of my stuff, and they saw like a lot of the stuff I eat has very heavy Asian influence and like
Yeah.
Indonesian stuff like that. So how I came up with the Szechuan shiitake was a hot pot. I love hot pot, and I'll make my own while I'm out there barbecuing all day. I'll have a pot just kind of bubbling, and I'll throw lamb in there and beef and
Yeah,
whatever,
man.
all kinds of stuff throughout the day.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, that broth turns into just like jam almost. It's super
Oh.
thick and it's super spicy, and it's got all of those flavors dug right in. While I'm shooting videos for these gigantic pastrami beef ribs, and I've been eating all day, the last thing I want to do is have another bite of barbecue, but I have to make content.
Yeah.
So you have to do the bite and you have to do the, oh, this is fantastic. And like, I'm almost ready to puke in my mouth just thinking about it. So I did the video with the squeeze and I'm showing it. Everything's fantastic. And now I got to do the bite. Well, I look behind me and there's that cold pot of hot pot. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I just took that thing and I scooped it into the hot pot, which was like syrup, right?
Yeah.
So you couldn't see it from the camera side. And then I took a bite of it and it hit me like a lightning bolt.
Huh.
And I was like, whatever is in that broth, I have to recreate into a sauce. And that's where the whole thing came from.
That's awesome.
So you could do like just a cheap itchy ban, right?
Yep.
And instead of throwing that packet in there, just put 3 teaspoons of that, throw it in with some olive oil and fry it up a bit.
Yeah.
Blow your doors off. And it cold pizza, it works on absolutely anything. So it was a blessing in disguise, that one. So
that's amazing how that works. Like because it's right to your tendencies. Everything you kind of had a plan, but it wasn't supposed to work out like that. Like that's
It's the universe
amazing.
again. This is what I keep saying. I keep telling people, if you continue to be a good person, do good things, you will find your own cold pot, turn it into a hot pot, and then turn it into amazing hot sauce.
that's it. That's exactly
It's
it.
so simple.
Yeah.
So when you met Al, how'd that go down?
So here was we were working on it. We were gonna do the first batch together. We were gonna sign the papers, do the whole thing, but we had to get together. So I flew down to Thunder Bay, went to the factory. When I walked into the factory, the first thing he said was, "Mel, just so you know, we sent HR home paid for the weekend." So now there's no HR department at the office, which was pretty cool. Didn't quite understand at the time. We walked through the factory, did the whole thing. We made a batch together, right? Walked through all the kettles and everything, did all of that. Then we go into the office, and he's got an inflatable fucking hot tub right in the center of the office. He hands me a cigar, puts Wu-Tang on the TV. We both get down to our underwear, climb into that hot tub, and just sat there for the rest of the day getting to know each other while all of the staff just laugh and cry. And then we cooked a whole bunch got a big green egg over there. So he was cooking on the big green egg, and we were trying out different hot sauces and stuff like that. And the whole thing was just family. Like it was insane. We went and did a few garage parties before I left, other people's places and stuff. And it just, the whole thing just made sense, right? It was absolutely perfect. So,
That's fun.
yeah. And that's when you know. That's when you know you're with your people, right?
Absolutely.
I call it the pocket. You're in the when you're in the pocket, everything just goes your way, just like that. Amazing.
Exactly. And I will tell you one secret thing about Heartbeat Hot Sauce. In the very back of their cooler, they have a 45-gallon drum of Dutch Reaper.
Oh no.
Right? And it's got a spray painted skull and crossbones on it. They've been trying to put it into something for years.
Yeah.
But it overpowers and it overflavors and it's just too hot. They can't drum it down, so they gave up on it. It was sitting in the back. And of course, that just tickled my... So right away, I'm like, can I get some of this to just bring home? So they sent me a whole bunch of bottles of just no-name, and I've been sneaking this into stuff, trying to turn it into something, but I can't either. That's how good it is. But now it's like 4-year-old fermented Dutch Reaper, and I still use it just straight. And it burns, and it hurts, and it's so fruity and flavorful, but it hangs there. It's the only one I've ever had, like Scorpion, sure. Get the bite, there you go, but then it's gone. 2 minutes, it's gone. All the time. This Reaper hangs out for like a half an hour. And it just
keeps coming.
Yeah, it's just such a weird, and with my hot pot, right, you got a little piece of lamb that's just, and you just kind of knock it around and in the gullet it goes. Well, it keeps coming. And it's hilarious. Like, it's such a fun little thing. So it's, anytime I get a hothead that comes over and they're like, oh, I've done the bomb and the end and blah, blah. I'm like, oh, that's great. And then they see me pull this no-name thing out right away. They're like, uh-oh, what's going on here now? I'm like, trust me. And the flavor, right, they go for another one. But by the time they get it up to their lips, number 2, the first one is now cashing checks, right? And it's like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Man, how fun is it to watch guys who actually think they're good at eating hot stuff just crumble?
I love it.
I would love that too.
The best one I ever had, because I grow a lot of my own peppers. So I, like, way back in the day, I grew the Butch Teas, the Trinidad Scorpions, the 7-Pot Primos. I've grown all of them myself. I've been a hothead forever. I had this guy from England, and of course, 3-4 beers in them, they're all mouthpieces. This is what they do, right? So this guy was just, nonstop barking about you can take, you can't take hot, blah, blah, blah. And I had peppers growing like literally 5 feet away from the picnic table we were drinking on. And he walked over and he grabbed one. I'm looking, I'm like, that's a Reaper. That's for sure a Reaper. So he comes up, mouthpiece, right? And 2 bites. Buddy turned red. Started hiccuping. Like and I've never seen the hiccups in person before. I never actually seen somebody start. Yeah. And he started hiccuping, his eyes started watering, projectile vomit, dude.
Oh no.
And I was like, and my little kids are running around, right? I'm like, keep chirping, big dog. Come on, keep. Yeah. And oh, dude, it was like I felt bad for like 2 seconds, and then I was just like, yeah, it was so good.
That's the perfect amount of time to feel bad for with a situation like that. I totally agree.
Buddy, yeah. Woo. And then he was like, well, why would you do that? I'm like, because that's what I do. Like that's literally, I play with this stuff for fun. This is what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he and then I find out like bullseye is hot for him. So it was perfect. That was the best. That was the best when his wife was like, "Oh, he can't even eat bullseye. It's too spicy on his hot dogs." I was like, "Oh, perfect, dude. You came to my house in your G-string, really? Like this is perfect. This is
Here's your purse, sir."
Exactly. Oh, it was so good, man. It's so good.
So I've been following you for a while. You do travel all over the world. You're talking about meat stock. Whoa.
Did we lose him?
Oh
no.
What happened?
Oh no. Products.
What in the hell?
Just get good.
Oh.
Come on, baby. Come on now.
Hey, man. Sorry, my Zoom just shut off.
Can you send another link?
This is not supposed to be happening, but
yeah, did it lock you out or what?
It's kind of locking me out and it's making me pay.
Hey, yeah.
That's really, I've never seen that before.
I've never dealt with that at all, ever.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, we could.
Well, you're still coming through loud and clear. I got you up on the thing.
Okay, yeah, we
if
can
this
free
works
here.
Yeah,
sure. I'm easy. Yep.
But yeah, I was gonna ask, what's the wildest shit that you've eaten while you've been out, where you even questioned yourself? You're like, oh, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair question. In Brazil, we ate sea turtle.
Whoa,
nice.
Yeah, and the first question I had to the old lady that was in there with a hatchet, digging it out of its shell upside down, was this is for sure illegal, right? She looked at me. She's like, "We're in the jungle in Brazil. Nothing's illegal here." And I was like, "Okay." So we ended up cooking it in a paella, a Spanish paella.
No way.
And it tasted like chicken, so it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we ate it. We ate a sea turtle, which is I'm not going to say I'm proud of it, but I'm also not proud. I'm not proud of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I once had turtle soup in New Orleans.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, you get the snapper, exactly. So it's a lot the same, just way more endangered. But yeah, it's
oh, that's nuts. And yeah, like I've seen like you're in the stuff that you've posted from Texas, like all the gators and like or in Florida and stuff like that. There's tons of gator meat.
Yes. So yes, and in Texas we won 3rd place at the Texas Open Fire meetup. I cooked iguanas and rattlesnakes over cactus pads on a big green egg, and we won 3rd place.
Shit. That's awesome, man. Like,
hold on. How do you cook something like that? How'd you do it?
So you smoke it low and slow, right? You got it, you clean it, you make sure it's good, you season it up on the inside a little bit, and then you just make sure you don't overcook it. Right. And you just picking the bones is the hardest part.
Crazy.
So
obviously there's lots of bones in there, or they're just hard to get to.
Oh yeah, no, there's tons. Like snakes are just like a puzzle, of bones, man.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So, like, in traveling all these places, like, I noticed you have, like, a system, I don't know, every time you come home, you go and find a noodle spot or whatever in the airport?
Yeah, I'm constantly, I don't know, it's like, when I leave, I'm disappearing to Never Land.
Right.
I don't really know where I'm going or where I'm sleeping or what I'm doing. It's just when you're on the road, right?
Yeah,
As soon as I hit the airport, I'll have 6 or 7 drinks before I get on the plane, and then nothing matters. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's a fairy tale of whatever, right?
Yeah.
Until I come home, and then my anchor is I get a bowl of soup, some kind of pho or ramen or something,
Yeah.
and that's like my okay. I'm home, back to reality. Like go back to work, do the stuff. But
That's awesome.
yeah, everyone has some kind of neat. That's my thing. That's my
Right.
yeah.
So you got any like travel tips for like, is there any like sneaky spots, in like the airport in Atlanta or Denver or like,
My number one for people who don't like to shit on the road.
yeah,
The first thing you do is look for the handicapped and family stall,
yeah.
not the one in the men's room
No,
or
the
the
one,
women's
the
room.
whole private room.
Right out on
Yes.
its own in the middle of nowhere. yeah.
Always hit that up, and if they give you a funny look, just make a thing like you were injecting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Right.
will not argue you. They will drop whatever they were mad about,
Yeah.
and they will just let you on your way. Especially you boys, you have the same kind of look as me. They'll just let
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
They'll
we
just
get
let
it.
you go, and that's man. You can stand there for 20 minutes. You can do cologne. You can check your emails. There's room for all kinds of activities in there,
Yeah.
and you're not tripping over people to try and take a shit in a stall. Oh, dude, none of that for me. None of that. So
Right.
that's number one
Good.
for sure. If you don't like flying, my magic trick is double or triple rum and cokes or Jack and Cokes, whatever you're into.
Yep.
Hit it hard right before you get on the plane, and then just pass out.
Yep.
I'll wake up on someone's shoulder all the time. I think I'm in first class, man. It doesn't matter. Fly in the back with the chickens. Just spend that money on, and then you're mint, man. You're mint.
Right.
So I fly very stress free. It's an easy time, and just don't be negative. If you're not having fun, find something to make it fun.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be fun. So yeah.
I got one here for you.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier about finishing third place in a barbecue contest in Texas. That
Yes.
to me sounds like something that would be right up there in your list of achievements.
Yes.
What would you say is your biggest victory or achievement? Again, it doesn't have to be like a gold medal here or there. Like, what are you most proud of?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I know there's a lot.
That's a tough one, man. So this is not gigantic, but it worked for me. My grandmother, she just passed away a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
She made it to 99.
Ooh,
Wow.
that's a good run.
She was watching the news one day, and I was on Global News with my smoker doing a thing, and like she's not all there, so communicating to her that I was going to be on the news just wasn't worth the effort, whatever, right? And when I got home, she called me, and she's like, "I just saw you on my TV."
That's it.
That's
And it,
awesome.
like,
Number one. Yeah.
It blew her like life up because I'd been talking about it, but she never understood what I was doing or anything. And she's like, "Never did I think I would see a Chmilar on TV."
That's amazing.
She's like, "You were like a different person. I've never seen you like that, and now I've seen you like that, and blah blah blah." So
Yeah.
it was crazy.
And
It
you
was
got
just-
to have that experience with her too. That's
Yeah.
incredible,
that.
man.
yeah. So for me, that was my like I've won awards and shit like that, but
Yeah.
that was the one that like took it home.
See, that's the final straw. Now I know for sure us three are kindred spirits because we talk about, grandmas and family all the time and how important it is. There you are.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
There's a reason we're together today.
Well, she's the only other time that she was lit about the news was down Highway 16, the Yellowhead, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They were talking about people dumping on the highway,
Yeah.
right? All kinds of garbage, and there is a floral couch behind the newscaster while they're explaining people dumping on the highway. They show this floral couch. Just so happens she gave me that couch back in 1996. So it was one of my uncles from Vancouver called me up and he's like, "Dude, Bubba just saw you on the news. You threw her couch out on Highway 16. I'm like, what are you talking about? He had called every single family member but me to tell them that I threw her couch out on the back of the truck. That was like 6 moves before. I hadn't seen that couch in 10 fucking years. I had no idea, but it was her. Try and explain to her that the Brick sold 10 million of those couches. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. I was with my dad in the half ton and we threw it off the side of the road and that was it. You couldn't tell her any different.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man, thank goodness you got that redemption of being on the news, hey?
Exactly.
Wipe that one away. Whew,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. That's.
So I guess like getting into the meat end of things, I noticed on your website, like you work with Canadian beef, like or Alberta beef, and like I was gonna ask you about like, you should get to know your butcher,
100%.
without sticking your head up there, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
T-bone steak.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%. So I'm with Alberta Beef and Canada Beef. I'm an ambassador for both of them.
That's cool.
Every Stampede, I compete against Calgary's best and brightest chefs from their local restaurants.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a blast, and I've held my own. I've won like 2 out of 3, so it's
Nice.
pretty decent. Yeah, competing against like super chefs
Yeah.
and like holding my own. It's been wild. It's been really wild. So that's a ton of fun. And yeah, butchers, Canada placed, I think, I want to say 3rd or 7th in the world in Paris just last week.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
I'm not sure whether it's 3rd or 7th, but they showed up anyway, like a ton.
Yeah.
And that was Team Canada's butcher team, and I'm blessed. Acme Meat Market down here has Corey. Corey is their head butcher there. He owns half of it, I think, and he just slaying it, man. So it's good. It's really good. Know your butcher, and always, like, whenever possible, don't go to Costco. Go to your local butcher. So,
Right.
Yeah.
We're local, man. We say it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick. There's a couple other things I was gonna ask. It was more like I see you cook octopus all the time,
Yes.
and that's a favorite. Like,
For me, yeah, that's one of my signature. I don't know how that came about, but it ended up being. I just loved grilled octopus, and I've
Yep.
never had good octopus, so I finally figured it out myself. And
so is that something you seek out, like when you go to another event? Like, hey, do you guys have octopus by chance? Like, might
people
need to go-
usually already have it in a cooler for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Of course.
So I don't even have, like, Memphis and May. I have strangers that I've never met that have like followed me on Instagram that just show up and they're like, I got you a bottle of bourbon and 10 pounds of octopus. I'm like, holy shit, man, that's
Let's
it's-
fucking go.
That's a
It's
party,
wild,
man.
dude.
Hell yeah.
I love it. And in Memphis, like, they don't cook octopus, man. Memphis is not
Right.
a weird kind. It's like ribs and chicken. It's very
Mm-hmm.
straightforward. So to see those guys, like when you lift the egg up and there's like an octopus, and right away they're like trying to push their kid. Look, there's an alien in there. Like, it's hilarious, man.
So
Yeah.
do you got a favorite? Well, maybe not favorite place, but like, is there a place on your kind of like vision board of like, man, I really want to go? Because you've talked about a bunch of crazy places that you've been, but is there stuff that you still want to go to?
I'm hoping to do Japan around Christmas.
Nice.
Very cool.
That's been one of my things, mostly because of the seafood, but the culture,
Yes.
like the samurais. I'm hoping to like leave there with some kind of an edged weapon.
Yes.
Just like there's a lot of stuff there that I want to unpack and see with my own eyes, right?
Yeah.
It's super cool. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the neat places for me. And then like so I'm half Ukrainian, half Danish.
Hey, nice.
The Ukrainian half of me, they're from the mountainside.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what the place is called. But it borders with Romania, which is Transylvania.
Right.
Oh shit.
So I'd love to see that side of it. I would love to go down there and see the castles up in Transylvania and all that creepy gypsy shit. It would be really cool.
Yeah,
So-
and put it along with a pilgrimage, a family pilgrimage.
exactly.
There you
Yeah,
go.
That's
exactly.
gnarly.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's like there's so many things I'd like to ask, but I'm trying to narrow them down. So in doing all these kinds of events, like, are you traveling with your own like merch, I guess I'd say, or do people have your stuff supplied there for you when you get there?
So the dark side stuff, I just tell everybody get it off the website.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I even when I cater and do events and stuff like that, I don't want to turn it into a flea market.
Yeah.
I'm there to do a show, right? So I don't bring any of that shit with me.
Yeah.
As far as like setups and stuff like that, everywhere I go, we've already sourced some kind of a grill. We've already sourced, meat and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's all beforehand. You can literally drop me off on a beach in Tampa and I'm like ready to go.
Yeah. Like,
it's
do you
pretty
travel
wild.
with your own like chef knives and stuff like that?
No, I don't bring anything because
Okay.
when
Yeah.
you're leaving Canada, well,
Yeah.
being in a band, man, when you're leaving Canada, if you leave it up to anybody else, you're not going to get it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
as soon as it's something odd, like it just, I travel with a flamethrower every once in a while because
Yep.
like they won't have one on the other end.
Yep.
And same deal, man. Like it gets caught in customs and there's all kinds of issues and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was just asking just because I've had a couple experiences on like flying domestically in the States, and I've seen people try and get away with a couple bizarre things. Like I remember leaving New Orleans, and we'd just gone through security, and this guy is madder than hell at security. Well, absolutely not. I'm taking off my knife. I showed it to you. And they're like, well, you have another one on your boot. He's like, yeah, and?
Yeah.
He's like, you have to take those off to go. He's like, I'm never taking these off. He's like, sir, you have to take these off. And he takes his jacket off, and he's got a 16-inch blade on his back.
Yeah.
And like another like 12-inch blade in his boot. He's like, I'm letting you look at it. Like, I'm not taking these off. He's like, you can't wear those on the plane. He's like, well, they're going to have to learn. And it was like, how are you actually arguing right now? How do you think you're going to win this argument? You're carrying a sword onto a plane.
The first time I had to borrow someone's truck in Texas, Buddy has small kids, okay? He's got 3 or 4 kids and a wife, and he had, I want to say it was a Tahoe, right?
Yeah,
it was a Suburban of some kind. Yeah. And he threw me the keys. I was going to H-E-B real quick just to get a few things that we needed.
H-E-B?
No problem. He's like, yeah. So he's like, I got a couple things just so you know. The Glock is right under the steering wheel in a quick draw. It's loaded, no safety. There's a 45 in the glove box. There's a sawed off in the back, on the back of my old lady's seat. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to the Alamo. I'm going to H-E-B. Like, what? And he's like, no, I'm just letting you know they're in there and they're all hot. They're all ready to go. So like. And I'm just trying to wrap my head around what I'm just going to the grocery store, dude. I'm like, what is happening? And then you kind of realize the culture, right?
Yeah, it is its own country.
I was in St. Pete, Florida, at an old lady's house. This was, I'm not going to say the brand, but it was the mother of one of the brands that I work with.
Yeah,
it was her house, beautiful swimming pool. There's a couple of tiny little poodles running around, and it goes off onto a dock where they have their boat, and then it's like a little marina, right? Nice. Just old school house, old school neighborhood in like a crescent, right? And she was asking me about my grills because I have a set of grills.
Yes.
And I said, oh yeah, they're in the bag. So I went and pulled them out to show her, and she's like, I got something I want to get a picture of you holding with your grills in. Cool. A present that they gave her for Christmas 10 years ago was a gold-plated AK-47. So here I am. Tiny poodles in the background and a pool behind me holding a gold-plated AK-47 with a solid gold banana clip, and my grills are in, and I'm like, so this is Florida, baby. Like, it made no, and you see the puppies, and it's like, it makes no sense whatsoever, but like, that's Florida, man. That's, and you try and explain it to people, but you have to see it.
Yeah,
like,
you won't get it.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's so much fun. So yeah, you just, and like I say, every time I leave, I treat everything like it's just a fairy tale, right? Yeah. So I don't bring my own politics with me. I don't bring my own religion with me. Whatever I land in, I've got no opinion of anything. No one's weird, right? It is what it is. This is how they live, right? I made the mistake once. There was a guy with a 45 on his belt in Mexico or in Texas, in Rio Grande area, and he was cutting his grass. I'm like, dude, that's like, it's hitting your belly, right? Like, why don't you take it off? He's like, oh, you pry this off my cold, dead body. I said, well, what are you afraid of, cutting your grass? That's the last thing you say to a Texan. Oh, boy. What are you afraid of? Holy shit, dude. He had a million things that were not nice to say to me, and I never brought that up again, right? Yep. But yeah, if you need that gun on your hip, on your holster just to cut your grass, man, that's crazy. Crazy, man. Crazy. But yeah.
Dude. Yeah, it's a different place.
Man, I thought I was smelling you through the computer there, Mel. But Grandma brought some stuff here.
Yeah.
It smells smoky in here.
Well,
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Like I posted earlier, I've from the post you had made earlier on this week doing chicken hearts. I've never had chicken hearts.
Nice.
And I was just like, man, that's got to be straight up my alley. I know that would taste good. Like, I love the chimichurri. I've gotten into making chimichurri and doing all that stuff.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm going to, do this my own way, wrap them in bacon. I had them marinating all night in nice sauce, but I was going to show these to Gary, and we'll do some of your sauce here.
Are we doing it right now?
Right on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is.
Yeah. Chicken hearts are such an unsung hero, man. I call them meat popcorn, right? They're just
I've never tried a chicken heart in my life.
they're so good because you expect them to be like heavy liver and stuff, and they're not. They're just like little. You can, yeah.
Oh man.
They take
cheap.
they take whatever seasoning you put on them too, so you can let them marinate for a couple days before you cook them, and they're just crazy.
I fucking love your sauce, dude.
Yeah,
I've never been a hot sauce guy. This is probably the first one, honestly, the first one that I've ever tried where it had the burn you're looking for, but there was so much more behind it. Everyone's always just going to pound the heat. This one, you could tell, like you said when you told the story, like your heart and soul went into this thing, man. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a really nice flavor on it.
Man, that's good. Now we have to see.
Yeah, now I got him hungry.
Yeah, you did it.
That's really good. I didn't bring them all, but I have a whole bunch left over at home. I'm gonna go pound.
Nice.
Do you have anything cooking today?
We're about to do Ukrainian Easter.
Yeah,
good
because I'm headed to Atlanta, so I've got right now the cabbage rolls are in the oven, and I'm gonna go do pierogies. We've got nalishnika, we've got all kinds of kubasa and stuff. So
yeah, a guy after my own heart. Like I'm Ukrainian as well. Half
so
Ukrainian.
am I. We're all Ukrainian.
That's it.
Part Ukrainian. There's Russian and German and British and
Polish.
It's Saskatchewan.
Polish.
We're all just a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I forgot that Easter was coming up. I have to get my fat pants out again.
That's it. So I'm missing it because I'm in Atlanta, and then right after Atlanta, I got to go to Talladega, cook for the NASCAR guys. So I'm like, come on. Yeah. So I'm not going to miss it. So I'm like, I'm moving Easter up a week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh
yeah.
Man, I'm really pumped for that.
So the band that I tour with, we're called Arcana Kings.
Woo!
Yep. It's like a bagpipe-fronted rock and roll band.
Nice.
Basically, like Long Way to the Top by AC/DC. That's what like the whole band basically sounds
party
like.
Band.
It's just
huge party band.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Rock and roll, bagpipes, just awesome. So we do a lot of bike events in the States. Like we do the whole week in Sturgis.
Oh yeah,
we're going to Ohio Bike Week here in Sandusky the end of the month, and we're probably going to be heading down to Daytona Bike Week in October down into Florida. That'll be my first time ever in Florida. Yep. So, any suggestions of places I should go find?
Yes, there's a place right in Daytona. You'll see it in Bike Week. I will find the name for you.
Nice.
They cook gigantic sirloin tips over the fire, and then they shave it and put it in a like a Kaiser bun.
Nice.
But they have a school bus up in a tree, and they have like 3 different levels of like just wood planks, and like the whole thing's just a wild biker bar party compound. Yeah, and it's right kind of just in Daytona.
Nice.
I got lucky. I was down there for Bike Week one day, and one of the big guys, I think the Vice from the HA, I was in a Buc-ee's outfit. So I was in the Beaver outfit from Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
And we were screwing around for no reason. And he was like, "Kid, come here. Come sit on my bike for a minute. I got to send a picture to the wife." He's like, "Where are you from?" I said, "Canada." He's like, "I've got a fucking Canadian in a Beaver outfit sitting on my bike." Yeah, dude. It was just, and that, you know what I mean? That's the shit that just opens the doors to everything, right? And it's just,
Yeah,
so
man.
we ended up hanging out with him for like 3 days, and right away to the back of everything, doing everything, and just awesome.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. We were only supposed to be there for the afternoon, ended up staying there for 3 days. So.
That's awesome. But yeah, this is the one thing, like we have more opportunities coming up over the next year or two. Like we're going to be booking a lot more stuff in the States because every time we go down, we meet more people. Like might be going to Arizona Bike Week, go down to Texas. There's a bunch of crazy stuff, but I also want to get attached to these like barbecue events too. Yeah, it sounds 100%. Like a lot of the same type of event.
Well, I'm going to be working with Lords of Gastown a fair bit here in the near future.
Cool.
So I'll probably be seeing you at some of these events. So.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, there's I think we have. Yeah, I'll let you know where we're going to be. I'll pay attention to where you're at.
I feel like we just became best fucking friends, boys. I don't know.
Oh, like 100%, man.
That's how it's feeling.
We'll go do kung fu in the garage later.
I
love it.
Oh, the
This is
reference,
great.
even the references, man.
Yeah.
Even the references. This is incredible. We do have our battery packs are about to drop.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm just gonna let you go. No, don't want to take up your whole Sunday.
Thank
Go
you very
hang with
much.
the fam. and-
So much. Dude.
yeah. Thank you so
Deadly,
much for
guys.
your time, Mel. Like this has just been
The best.
so friggin' cool. I want to keep in touch.
100%.
Yeah. Anytime you ever want to go on a show, we'll be ready to go. Anytime, anywhere, man. We got you. We have the abilities to do
boys.
so.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Heck
thank
yeah.
you, brother. This has been fantastic. You take care. We'll talk again real soon.
Okay, have a good one.
Hell yeah.
Cheers,
Mel. Woo. Oh, dude. Look at that. Just literally just died.
Yeah.
The timing on this, man.
Yeah. Oh, sorry for
Unbelievable.
making it all happen real quick at the beginning.
it's
And
perfect because then I didn't have to worry like I do when I get prepping for shows.
yeah. So now
in my
you
own
know
head.
what the picture looks like.
Man. It looks like you did a close up of the fucking turkey bag.
This is before the turkey bag. These are the chicken hearts
Literal chicken
with
hearts.
a head.
Is
covered
that what
in
you put in?
bacon.
Chicken hearts with heads?
Yeah, with covered in bacon.
Can't believe I just ate that. Oh, that's bacon wrapped around them.
Yeah, it's
I'd put that about top 3 most horrifying that we've ever done. From the Uncle Gramma puts a couple of words into his Tamagotchi AI Skynet robot, and before it murders everyone, it gives him something like this.
yeah.
Horrifying. Wow.
Well, that
Dude, that
that's-
was so fun.
I'm really happy. Mel reached out. Shout out to Chris Duke for
Hell
hooking us
yeah,
up.
Chris.
He's local legend. Also does a bunch of barbecue stuff. I don't know if he's got links or whatever, but he hooked us up, and yeah, this is super exciting.
It's
You
so
know?
good, man. I just, ugh.
I can't
I've
thank
never had a hot sauce
Mel enough.
that acts like that.
Right?
You know, it hits you, but it doesn't kill you, and then it sweets you out.
Yeah, I think what our problem was that we
We were mixing with the other
We had so many other hot sauces the other day.
Hot day.
Didn't really get the full flavor off this, but this
Oh, it's the
on
best.
its own has just been.
The absolute best.
Yeah, I am re-upping on that one.
Okay.
I
We're
also
doing this in reverse order right now. This is kind of
Kinda.
fun. Yeah.
so I'm also gonna shout out a future company because
There
I
we
had some buddy named Dan out
Dan.
in Winnipeg with intergalactic hot sauces.
Fucking A, Dan.
I'm gonna grab some of those and we're gonna do a little review. I don't know if this is just gonna be a hot sauce show or what the
Dude,
hell's
never
going
put
on.
the show in a box. Oh, no. Don't worry.
Oh.
They can still hear us.
Yeah.
I got this.
But yeah, shout
Never
out.
put the show in a box. Allow it to be whatever it wants.
I do really want to try out his stuff. He's got some great flavors that go on their website and just friggin'
back.
awesome. I'll whip out the whole schmear once we actually order some hot sauce.
Should we open our King Palmer or should we save it for next week?
Let's do the opening right
You
now.
want to do it?
Let's do it. I think
See what we got here.
grand opening, as they say.
Woo! Get this will back up while that loads up. Oh, what a time to be alive. Those things are freaking amazing.
I never thought chicken hearts would be like.
Tastes like chicken. How is that even possible? Someone explain that to me. Like, I guess Mel said it perfectly. There should be, like, I was expecting to taste blood.
Mm,
You know, you just expect to taste blood. That's just how it goes.
or like more of a liver type
Irony
of
and
thick- yeah.
iron, yeah, that stuff.
This was 2.5 hours on
Oh,
225 on the smoker
so good.
with a mixture of pecan and apple wood. And I don't
think
know.
Mel would be proud right now. Man, I do feel like we just became best friends with that guy.
Oh
Like,
man,
could you be any nicer? Hey, could you be any more like us? Like, that's one of us. Just be kind to people. Can you
Dude.
imagine if you told someone, hey, if you're going to another country, don't bring your shit with you. And I don't mean that literally. Like, don't bring your
All
politics,
your stuff,
religions,
yeah.
all that stuff. Don't do it because nobody wants to deal with that.
No.
And that's why it's so funny when I say no politics, no religion here, and then he brings it up. Like,
Yeah.
it's those little things.
well, it's universal way of thinking. And if you're travel around the world and stuff, you start to realize that everywhere is
Different.
everywhere's got these little quirks, and
That's it.
you can pay attention to them. You don't have to be stubborn and say this isn't the way you do things. It's like no, like this is the way they do it here, and we learn. Like it's amazing.
So easy.
And like
Treat others how you want to be treated.
go
Done.
follow Mel on Instagram.
Yes,
like really,
he's
Darkside of the
amazing.
Grill page is like every day he's giving me more ideas. He's always coming up with great content. Like, he's one of the more positive people out there. And like, if you're
I'm in
into
love. I
barbecue,
love him.
you're just going to be blown away. And if you're not really like in that whole scene, you're still going to be blown away and get some really cool tips and tricks.
And entertaining.
Oh, he's
Entertaining
extremely
as fuck.
entertaining.
Like, just, I love talking to good people.
And like he was saying that before we were gonna, he was like, "Oh, we'll set up in my downstairs bar." I'm like, "Man, I've never wanted to hang out in someone's basement so bad in my life." It's like, "Man, that looks like a sick setup." Like,
And another crazy thing, having the Zoom drop out, most people, like when you're like a big time celeb like Mel is, would be like, all right, that's enough of that and just fuck off.
yeah,
He literally just went with the flow and we got him back together. And like, you know, guys that can work around stuff.
and it's really great. So
Okay.
let's check some of this stuff out.
So our good friends over at King Palm, proud sponsor of this very show, sent us a package. And we are going to do a live opening right now, if I can get it.
I'll use the skewer.
Oh, there it is. Skewer that shit.
Meat skewer.
Let's see what our friends from King Palm sent us today. Oh!
Whoa!
Look at this. Woo! We got the tower.
With the bamboo packing
Oh, that's
stick.
amazing, bro.
Holy.
Woo! And they always have the best wrapping paper, too. If you're wondering about good, or I guess packing paper, if you will.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's slick.
Isn't that nice? King Palm.
Wow. 2 packs.
What are we looking at here? What is this? Look
This-
at the back. It's 30 plus flavors.
Oh, wow. All of these flavors
Oh, it
are
comes
in here?
off. Look at, it's packed. Look at this. It's a party pack.
Whoa.
I guess I should have thought to open it. What do we got here? Fits the mini palm tude. It's a doubly.
Oh, that's awesome. Little doubler, like
Little
a
double egg.
like bubbler for.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
I
cool.
feel like that's just a bong, and I'm okay with
blunt bubbler. I've
it.
never
A
even
glass humidor jar with humidifier.
Ooh.
King Palm, you shouldn't. Oh, look. My buddy Amory will be so proud. He's the only guy I've met who has participated in things like this and always has to use a roller. I'm like, dude, just roll with your hands. Like, nah, man, I need my roller. Now we have one. Oh, I can't wait to tell him. He's going to be so excited. There's so many things in here, dude.
Oh, and a grinder.
King Palm Mars grinder. These are the type of things you
Ooh.
get from King Palm, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Nothing but the best. What do you
Look
got
at
there?
this. Flavor tips. So the actual tips are lemon haze flavored, which is actually one of my favorite flavors.
You're here.
Like of the
We have so many things.
Wow.
This is, King Palm, thank you so unbelievably much.
this is
We
cool.
really
man.
appreciate your partnership here and all these treats. Look, we got tobacco leaf cones. Okay, we got King kiwi leaf tubes. Man, there's too many things.
King size hemp cones,
Look at
honey berry.
this.
Wow.
Honey mango.
There's so many things
So
to
many things. Okay.
go through here.
We'll have it all set up to start the next show here.
Wow.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to get out there? Like, look at this display. Oh, meeting great people. Oh,
And they got me a lighter. King Palm lighter.
That's a
Works.
torch.
Oh, that's
That's
torch.
a torch. We're
Dang.
torching. Okay,
We're-
yeah,
we're
we'll save
spoiled
something for
over
next
here.
week.
This is getting to be a little.
We get to
insane.
meet like one of the coolest human beings we'll ever meet in our lives. Hopefully, just became best friends because that was like instant. You could feel the instant warmth.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you meet someone for the first time and you sort of feel it out, there was no feeling out. I walked in here late, scrambled, just woke up from a nap, haven't showered, haven't brushed my teeth, haven't done a single thing today.
Yeah.
And then it's just like we're just hanging out with a buddy.
And that was totally my bad because like I had organized this
changes, dude.
meeting
They're the
for
worst.
a specific time, thinking that Saskatchewan was like ahead an hour, and it was like I looked, it was like, what's the time in Edmonton right now? Oh, we're on the same time. Oh no!
How late were you getting a hold of him?
I called him exactly when I said I was going to call
good,
him.
good. So he wasn't
But
like too caught off
we
guard.
were on the phone for maybe about 5 or 10 minutes before.
So it wasn't
we
that
actually
bad.
started recording. So
That's so crazy.
yeah, I'm glad we got to have him on like that. That was such a
gotta get
cool
him on again.
experience. And yeah, anybody that you can think of, you know, that says, hey, maybe we should. I got some crazy stories.
Get 'em.
People are starting to give me a message or two and want to get their thing on here. So if you have any fun road stories or anything you want to tell, just shoot me an email. Go to Dufferin Ave Media, YouTube. Go check out, make a comment in there. Go find me on Instagram.
The show for the people, by the people.
Yeah, Graham Drums on Instagram. I just went through a whole bunch of crazy old footage, and I'm going through the old footage when I was on Kill Tony again the other day.
Come on.
I was just like, this is nuts. This just made it onto Netflix. Like,
That's a humble brag right there.
well, it was weird. I was like, oh, I got to get rid of a bunch of old footage. And then I found that. It was just like, oh, weird. That's embarrassing.
You were on Kill Tony, dude.
Yeah.
What kind of life are you living?
It was a thing that happened at one point, but I am not a comedian.
Well, you were very clear when you got up there.
Yeah.
You were there to take on Umberto. You weren't there to win the comedy award.
Yeah. But
And
now
I feel like you did win the drum off again still. I'm stand by that.
we'll see if I can still end up on there. Maybe if we get down
One
to
day at a
Texas,
time.
we're
We're going, man.
We're gonna do
I
it.
know you're planning. Anything else you want to get out there before I do the walk around?
Let's just eat some chicken hearts and try not to chicken fart your heart. Heartbeat hot sauce, chicken hearts.
A Motley Crue cover band? Chicken fart your heart. Okay, one more.
Darkside of the Grill.
One more.
Go to Darkside of the Grill's website. He's got all these different rubs and spices and everything. You can get the hot sauce through the website, Heartbeat Hot Sauce's website. Check all of it out. Go support a good Canadian man
Hell yeah.
doing what he loves.
That's the most important thing. An incredible, kind human being, first and foremost. And then
And-
once you're there, everything just goes with you.
Traveling abroad and, really flying the flag
Hell yeah.
for all the boys back home. So, yeah, shout out. Dark Side of the Grill. We'll see you guys next week.
We love you, Mel.
Love you, Mel.
Woo.